to start off, what is your name and what is your role in Hallowell Climate Action?
Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Hillary Nichols, and I chair Hallowell Climate Action. And just so you and your listeners know, Hallowell Climate Action is a project of Hallowell Conservation Commission. And I also chair Hallowell Conservation Commission.
So, what is the primary focus of the group?
Of Hallowell Climate Action.
Yes.
Our primary focus is to educate our residents of Hallowell about the processes and the threats associated with climate change, to engage diverse voices in understanding climate change impacts and planning for those impacts, and then to take action to mitigate the effects of climate change on our city, on our community, and to help us adapt to those changes.
How did Hallowell Climate Action get started?
Well, that's a great question because it really was an opportunity that arose from the state of Maine. In 2022, the state formed the Community Resilience Partnership to help municipalities throughout the state focus on climate change and adapt to those impacts, and to help the people in those communities in the face of climate change. So they made money available for climate action. The way that municipalities became eligible to receive any of those funds was by joining the partnership. To join that partnership, there were a few things that had to happen. Communities had to have a workshop to bring people together, to have the community prioritize what types of actions they might want to take. Communities had to pass a resolution by their governing body, in our case that's our city council, had to pass a resolution to join the Community Resilience Partnership, recognizing the threats of climate change. And then the third thing that cities had to do was to form a group to work on these projects. So Hallowell Conservation Commission brought a group of concerned people together to embark on working towards climate action. That's how Hallowell Climate Action was formed. That was way back in July of 2022. So here we are almost at the end of 2025. So we've been in existence for almost 4 years.
All right. And for my last question, what kinds of projects does Hallowell Climate Action take on?
Well, first of all, many of our projects that are through the Community Resilience Partnership, through that funding entity, focus on what the community prioritizes as being the most important to them. And so we joined the partnership, we became eligible for funding, and one of the steps to get those grants that were made available by the state is to show how the project that we're trying to get money for matches the community's priorities. And so 2 projects we have had funded. One, we got a grant for $50,000, and with that funding, we did an energy audit of our historic City Hall building in downtown Hallowell, and we installed heat pumps in the 3rd-story auditorium to provide more fuel-efficient heating and air conditioning for that building. That, at that time, was energy efficiency was a high priority for our community. Now, many of the people in your listening audience will remember in December of 2023, we had a big flood of the Kennebec River. And so when we did a second prioritization exercise with our citizens in July of 2024, people's priorities had shifted to think about flooding and resiliency of the downtown in the face of changing weather patterns. So our current project is a funded project, again, through the Community Resilience Partnership. We have a $75,000 grant to help us develop nature-based solutions for stabilizing the Kennebec riverbank in our downtown area that is being highly eroded by all of these floods. So those are things that are meeting our citizens' priorities for action. We also do a lot of other things related to those goals I told you. Our goal is to educate residents. So we have public forums, we have lectures where we bring people in. We've had Efficiency Maine come in and talk and educate us about energy saving programs at the state level. We've had a spokesperson from Maine Audubon come in and talk to us about how to improve climate resiliency in our yards by planting native vegetation. And we also have programs to educate children. So every Old Hallowell Day, we have a climate action treasure hunt where we ask young people to go out and find things that our community is doing to address climate change. So we hope to hit upon those three goals: to educate, engage, and take action through our projects.
Right. And is there anything else you'd like to share?
I would just say that if you have any peer students who are watching your interview, we would love for you all to become engaged in Hallowell Climate Action. So I hope that some of your fellow students reach out to you and come, and that you all will come help us implement some of these projects to improve the safety and resilience of our community in the face of climate change. Thanks for asking.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.